guys, it's Tony here, and for today's video I'm going to be doing some baking. So I'm going to be making brownies today. So I love baking. I took cooking all through high school, and today I'm using a recipe that I got when I was in high school. So yeah, I'll show you guys how we make these brownies. So this is the recipe that we're using today. I used to make this quite a lot at home when I lived with my parents. Clearly it's a well-loved recipe because of how messy it is. And yeah, let's start baking. So these are all the ingredients that we'll be needing for them. So we've got flour, I've just got 2 because we've nearly out of that one. Brown sugar, 2 eggs, 250 grams of butter that I've already measured, vanilla essence, baking powder, cocoa powder. So yeah, let's get started. So firstly, with our measured butter, I'm just going to chuck that into a saucepan or a pot. I will just cut it up a bit more as well because that piece is a bit too big. So I'm just going to cut them up into like cubes or something like that, just a bit smaller so it all takes the same amount of time to melt. No. And it just looks like that. They don't have to be cut up perfectly or the same, completely the same, just into chunks, so they're like semi-similar, so they all melt at the same pace. Right, so now that we've done that, we're just going to chuck it onto the stove top. Yeah, so we're just going to chuck this on the stove and wait for it to melt. And I've also just turned the oven on as well, as the recipe does say to preheat the oven, so you'll be able to hear the oven going now as well. And then just while I wait for that to melt, I will measure out the brown sugar. Yeah, I'll measure up the brown sugar and then get that ready to go in after it's melted. Now we've got 2 cups, this one here, and it's melting and bubbling, so I'm going to stir that. Right, now I'm going to take that off the heat, because that one is fully melted. So now I'm just going to add in the brown sugar to it. And now I'm just going to mix that in. Okay, now we are going to add in the 2 eggs. So we've got 2 eggs here that are from our chickens. And now I'm just going to mix that in. Oh! And now we're just going to sift in the dry ingredients, so the flour, baking powder and the cocoa. We need 1.5 cups of flour, it just needs to be plain flour. Yep, 1.5 cups of flour, and then 1.5 teaspoons of baking powder, baking powder. So I'm going to put 1.5 teaspoons of baking powder into where the flour is as well, since it's all just going to be served together. And then I'm going to put in 6 tablespoons of cocoa into that as well. And now we are just going to sieve that into the pot with the rest of the ingredients. And now we are just going to add the vanilla essence and then mix it all together. Teaspoon. when you finished stirring it, it should look like this. Just going to put it into this. Hopefully it all fits. And yeah, we'll go from there. And then this is what it looks like once it's all in the pan. And now I'm just going to put that in the oven for about 25 to 30 minutes. Alright, so I'll check back in with you guys when it's cooked. And yeah, I'll see you guys in about 25 to 30 minutes. So I have just taken the brownie out of the oven. Ignore all the holes in it. That's my way of telling if it was ready or not by stabbing a knife in it. Yeah, just in case you don't know how to tell that either. If you put a knife in it and it comes out with stuff like with the mixture on it, it's not ready. So the brownie is now out of the oven. It took longer than it said. It was in for 45 minutes instead of 25 to 30 minutes. It may depend on my oven, I'm not too sure. But yeah, I hope you guys like this video. Give it a thumbs up and subscribe down below if you haven't already. And yeah, let me know if you actually try out this recipe or not. And yeah, I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye! So I have just cut up the brownie into pieces. And the middle of it is so soft and like almost like gooey and like chocolatey. It is so good. And yeah, if you guys do make this recipe, let me know, like show me pictures or anything. Like seriously, it tastes so good.